Every night in the quiet after the funeral, a faithful dog refused to be silent, barking relentlessly at his deceased owner's coffin. When the family finally opened it, what happened next was so shocking, it defied everything they thought they knew about love, loyalty, and the mysteries of the afterlife. In a small town where traditions run deep and every family story carries its own weight, the passing of a beloved member leaves an indelible mark on those left behind. This was the case for the Henderson family, whose patriarch Samuel was known for his gentle spirit and unwavering love for his loyal companion, Max. The dog had been by his side through every season of life, never straying, never faltering in his devotion. When Samuel's time finally came, the entire community gathered to bid him farewell in a solemn, heartfelt ceremony. Yet in the midst of mourning and quiet reflection, an unusual and unsettling event unfolded. As the casket was carefully sealed, Max, who had been a constant presence throughout Samuel's life, began barking frantically at the closed coffin. His persistent, sorrowful cries echoed through the chapel, a raw expression of a bond that seemed to defy even death itself. Family members exchanged puzzled glances. Max had never behaved this way before. Was it grief? A lingering hope? Or was there something far more mysterious driving him to react so desperately? In the days that followed the funeral, while the family struggled to come to terms with their loss, Max's relentless barking continued. Each night he would position himself beside the coffin, now resting in the family mausoleum, and bark until exhaustion took hold. Curiosity and unease mingled among the mourners. Whispers began to circulate. Some believed Max was sensing something extraordinary, a message from beyond, while others wondered if there was a hidden secret buried with Samuel. The eerie persistence of Max's cries soon became unbearable. The family, torn between disbelief and growing anxiety, finally decided they had to take a closer look. With heavy hearts and trembling hands, they agreed to open the coffin in a private gathering at the mausoleum. That evening, as the family gathered in the dim candlelit chapel, the air was thick with trepidation. Max's barks reverberated through the stillness, a somber drumbeat of urgency. Slowly, with their hearts pounding, they unlatched the coffin. What they found inside left them utterly speechless. Samuel's body lay as peaceful as expected, but there was something unusual resting on his chest. A small, leather-bound envelope, tucked inconspicuously beneath the folds of his favorite sweater. No one had noticed it during the funeral, and its sudden presence now sent a ripple of astonishment through the room. Carefully, Samuel's eldest son, Mr. Henderson, reached for the envelope and opened it. Inside, he found a fragile letter penned in a trembling hand. It was addressed to Samuel himself, written in elegant cursive, detailing a series of private confessions, an admission of guilt over a long-buried secret, and a plea for forgiveness. The contents were heart-wrenching. Samuel had been involved in a clandestine act, one that could have jeopardized not only his reputation, but the very future of the Henderson family. The letter explained that he had taken extraordinary measures to atone for his actions, vowing to protect those he loved even beyond the grave. At that moment, Max's barking reached a crescendo, as if the loyal dog was reacting to the unveiling of a truth that had remained hidden for years. The family stood in stunned silence, the revelation so shocking and deeply personal that it explained everything. Why Max had refused to let the coffin remain sealed, why his instincts had been so unyielding. He had been trying to alert them to the truth all along. Mrs. Henderson's eyes filled with tears as she recalled Samuel's quiet remorse in his final days, a sorrow she had never fully understood until now. Each member of the family felt the weight of the confession, a burden that had haunted them all in different ways. Max, still pacing outside the coffin, seemed to serve as both a guardian and a messenger, ensuring that the secret was not forgotten. As the family sat together in the silent aftermath, grappling with the newly revealed truth, a realization dawned upon them. Max's relentless barking had not been mere grief, but a deeply symbolic gesture, a reminder that some truths, however painful, must come to light if healing is to begin. In the days that followed, the atmosphere within the Henderson household remained charged with a mixture of shock, sorrow, and an insatiable need for answers. The confession had not only upended their understanding of Samuel, but had ignited a spark of inquiry that could not be easily extinguished. Mr. Henderson, still reeling from the shock, took it upon himself to decipher the delicate letter. Night after night, he sat alone in the study, poring over Samuel's words, searching for meaning, for context, for some form of closure. Each line of his father's confession was read and reread, as if the truth might change upon further inspection. Meanwhile, Max continued his nightly vigils outside the mausoleum, his barks a lingering echo of the truth that had been uncovered. His behavior had transcended the bounds of ordinary canine loyalty. He had become a beacon of justice, ensuring that the past was not forgotten. The family, now forced to confront emotions long buried beneath the veneer of normalcy, found themselves in deep discussion. Some saw the letter as a testament to the complexity of human nature, that even the most steadfast souls could falter under life's burdens. Others struggled to reconcile the man they had known with the actions detailed in his confession. As debates unfolded within the Henderson home, the community also began to take notice. Rumors spread, whispers of the dog who had unearthed a hidden truth. Some believed Max had been guided by something beyond human understanding, a force that compelled him to bring the secret to light. Others dismissed it as coincidence, a grieving animal acting out of instinct. Regardless of the interpretations, one thing remained undeniable. Max had refused to let Samuel's story be buried with him. His unwavering devotion had transcended the limits of life and death, proving that the bonds of love, loyalty, and truth are not so easily severed. And so the story of Max and Samuel became more than just a tale of grief. It became a legend,